It all starts in the capital of Antares, where a dragon is roaring, spewing fire, and stomping everything to rubble. Destruction is everywhere. A guy on a horse casually asks how the war is going, and the reply is a cheerful, "We've lost 200,000 already, with over 300,000 injured." Still, they say it's all worth it, because the Demon King is about to die, and the world will finally be cleansed. Because nothing says peace like a scorched earth and a mountain of corpses. Meanwhile, in the main hall of the castle, the hero Alex von Heller dramatically declares that the villain's crimes end today. Standing before the Demon King's throne, he announces it's time for the Demon King to return to the shadows. The Emperor of Antares, an old guy named Cyrus, grumbles that today's destruction has fallen on his own empire. Lepenhardt snaps back, questioning why everyone insists on calling his empire Antes an evil place. The sun and moon rise there just like anywhere else, he points out, as if that should clear everything up. Then Tessin, the hero of fists, chimes in, claiming all the corrupted creatures the Demon King created will vanish with him today. The Demon King argues he never passed corrupt energy onto those beings. He just taught them to survive and fight like humans do. He leans forward and asks if the four kings have fallen. Cyrus confirms, yes, that filthy orc couldn't stand up to his sword. Lepenhardt can't believe it. The legendary Tacit is dead. Orcs, often painted as savages, were actually innocent, loyal creatures living off hunting and gathering. But hey, who cares about nuance when you can just swing a sword and call it justice? Tessin calls it ridiculous that they were ever called the Four Warrior Kings anyway, especially since the troll paid for his sins. Lepenhardt remembers Guru Atika the troll and thinks that trolls, despite their scary looks, were just natural beings trying to cleanse their souls. Saint Ellen then says the strange dwarf who worshipped gods of darkness was also put on the right path. Lepenhardt puts his hand over his face, thinking these guys really believe anyone who doesn't worship their god must automatically be a dark worshipper. Jade, the mage, adds that the dark elf has also passed on. Lepenhardt recalls a healthy, fertile blonde girl, the one they can't kill, and suddenly he's furious, demanding if they're really that eager to die. Tessin shouts that dark elves are beings consumed by darkness and deserve no mercy. Lepenhardt fires back, she's not a dark elf, she's just a tan elf. Humans destroyed the elves' forests, forcing them to walk in the sun. That's why she's tanned. Of course, the hero ignores this and says with his sword, the Demon King's end is near. The Demon King's eyes darken. No point in talking anymore, he says. The hero retorts that if it weren't for the evil powers he possesses, the creatures wouldn't have been corrupted. Lepenhardt realizes this conversation is going nowhere. To these guys, any race that doesn't live as their slave is automatically darkness. The hero charges forward, and Lepenhardt mutters, fine, he'll become the Demon King they're so eager for him to be. Half the room erupts in flames. Lepenhardt starts explaining his story. Once a simple archmage, he saw how humans stopped seeing other races as intelligent beings. Elves, pretty servants with long lifespans. Dwarves, perfect mining slaves, strong laborers. Trolls, used to harvest healing potions. Every race treated like property, stripped of dignity. But during an expedition, Lepenhardt met these tribes and began understanding their lives and unique magic. Elves with elemental control, trolls with witchcraft. That's how he became the first to reach the 10th circle of magic. His worldview changed. He grew tired of watching other races enslaved and started rescuing those suffering. His territory expanded, but hiding from humans became impossible. Armies attacked him without explanation. Humans were stronger and more advanced. Defending himself, his village grew, and the Empire of Antares was born, not from hatred, but as a refuge for other races. Yet now everything was destroyed. Peaceful people, just wanting safety, were slaughtered. Humans claimed anyone from Antares worshipped the Demon King. Maybe the sight of a multi-race army was intimidating, but that's no excuse for slaughter. Activating his magic, Lepenhardt declares his duty to protect the Empire. Alex von Helene, the hero, can't even handle the first spell. He flies back, hitting the ground hard, totally wiped out. Lepenhardt mocks him, called a hero for sword and magic skills, but clearly mastered neither. Specialists are the strongest, and now he faces one. Enter Tessin, the king of fists, a man with strength and endurance unmatched. The others were easy, but Tessin is different. He lunges at Lepenhardt, who dodges, knowing this guy trained one technique his whole life. Beating him won't be simple. Suddenly, the castle's outer barrier explodes. Tessin charges, shouting victory is theirs. The Demon King takes a brutal blow to the head, blood dripping, but says he's fine. Magic blocked the impact. Still, he knows he can't win if he keeps trying to think of a plan. Tessin moves closer, promising to send him to a peaceful place, free from his evil nature. The Demon King realizes Tessin and the others truly believe other races can only exist as slaves. The Demon King pulls something from his eye, an ancient artifact called the Eye of Space-Time. Even as a 10-circle mage, he never figured out how to use it. Tessin asks what he's planning. Lepenhart says he's going to rewrite space and time. The artifact tampers with time itself, breaking natural laws. He has no clue how to activate it, but has nothing left to lose. He dares Tessin to stop him. Tessin leaps forward to punch him mid-activation. A flash of light hits both their faces. Lepenhart swears he's not going down. Tessin's punch lands on the relic. Smoke bursts out, engulfing the castle's top. A massive energy ball forms, expanding. Looks like the entire empire is wiped out. Cut to a calm little bird sitting on a branch near a cozy cabin in a peaceful place. Curtains flutter in the breeze. Someone inside wonders about the chirping. Warmth, comfort. Slowly, eyes open. He wonders if the relic worked. He knew he was a genius with magic, but never expected to activate that thing by brute force. Sitting up, he tries to figure out where he is. He's sure he traveled through time, but this place is unfamiliar. A foot hits the floor. Size 59 shoe. The guy looks down at his hands, covered in colluses. Scars cover his entire body, muscles upon muscles. But none of it makes sense. He's a mage, specializing in summoning and magic circles. What's he supposed to do with a six-pack and that ugly face? He used to be confident. Elf girls loved him. Now he stares in the mirror, wondering what happened to his handsome face and why his muscles flex on their own. Did the relic malfunction? Did he switch bodies? Maybe this isn't the past at all. Maybe he switched minds with some random guy. He's got thick eyebrows, a square jaw, and if he grew a beard, he'd look exactly like Tessin, the King of Fists. Suddenly, someone calls out, "Tessin, when are you getting out of bed?" A massive dude, probably 16 feet tall, storms in. The sun's up. Training time. The old man scratches his beard, noting Tessin looks like he's never seen him before. Tessin replies he doesn't know who the guy is. The man tells him to quit the "lost my memory" excuse. He's pulled that twice. He grabs the kid's head like a tennis ball and drags him off. Now it's clear Lepenhart, the 10-circle mage, is in the body of the strongest man alive. From now on, he's Tessin. The trainer is Gerard Crome, the former King of Fists. Poor guy's leg is tied up, begging to be heard, but Gerard covers his mouth, saying he's too talkative today. Then, whack straight to the abs. The poor mage cries, trying to figure out what's going on. But this is just the beginning. Hits keep coming. Memories of Cyrus and that fierce elf girl flash through his mind. He thinks this might be the end. Gerard wonders why his body feels weaker today. Looks like the kid really lost his memories. Doesn't matter. The Academy of the Indomitable is famous for brutal training. People losing memories from beatings. Normal. He'll recover with more beatings. Gerard rants about humans being weak for relying on weapons. Only fools choose armor and swords over making their bodies unbreakable. Tarzan pipes up, gets chewed out. Gerard says hiding behind equipment is weakness. The human body is steel. Hit it enough, it grows stronger. The poor kid is helpless, tied up, thinking not everyone gets stronger with training. It's rare to go from iron to steel. That's why he has to make the most of someone like this. Gerard thrashes him, telling him to discover the vast ocean within himself. But all the kid thinks about is warm days in the sun with Cyrus. Peace. After a day of beatings, Gerard finally calls it quits. The kid thanks him, shaking. Back in his cabin, he's stunned, soaking in a potion-filled tub. Potions cost 10 silver coins per tub. He can't imagine the cost. He asks Gerard why. Metal has to be cooled before it can be hammered again, the old man says. Lepenhart starts to understand, push muscles to the brink, then use aura and potions to regenerate. The body recovers before feeling the full damage. Efficient endurance building, not just senseless brutality. He knows how tough Tessin's body was in that fight. At least now, he's sure he's in the past. But what about Lepenhart's original body? Where is his younger self? What's he doing? Can two versions of the same soul exist in one timeline? Two possibilities. Younger Lepenhart is alive in his original body, while older mind is stuck in Tessin's, or younger body now carries the King of Fists' soul. Next, Lepenhart brings a mountain of food, telling Tessin to dig in. After pushing his body so far, He needs nutrients, no rest. They climb a mountain. Gerard says he has to earn that meal. Up top, one finger push-ups. Gerard asks if life's really that easy. Crunches on a cliff edge, then back in bed, totally destroyed. One thing on his mind, what's happening to his old body? How will this affect the future? What if he meets his past self? The universe says one soul per body. Maybe both souls get destroyed. Young Lepenhart has 10 years before becoming a warlock. Right now, he's probably buried in books at the Magic Tower. But if Tessin took over his body, that bastard will come hunting him. Tessin's strength comes from insane physique and Lepenhart's mind. He was a scrawny twig. Gerard's training required help. No way he could handle it solo, but it's Tessin. If anyone can train alone, it's him. He steps out the door, saying his top priority is escaping this hell, never coming back. Of course, Gerard's already there, asking where he thinks he's going. Tessin's stunned. How did he get there so fast? Gerard says it's been 9 months since his last escape attempt. This one's number 9. Tessin tries to explain he's not Tessin. He's Lepenhart, a mage. Gerard calls it a creative story. Last time, he claimed to be from another world, met gods and dragons. Before that, a reincarnated martial artist, now a wizard. Pretty convincing, bunk on the head. Back to sleep. Next morning, sneaks out early, caught again. Tries underwater escape, caught again, dragged back to the mountain. The future King of Fists is just desperately running from training. Gerard says this method has been used for 130 years. No one escaped. Even if he got away, Gerard would hunt him down. Maybe smarter to earn permission to leave. 2 years pass, slammed into a wall by massive weight. Chains snap. Gerard congratulates him on awakening aura. Even Cyrus, famed sword hero, didn't awaken aura until after 20. Gerard wonders why Tessin looks surprised. That's the bare minimum. Physical endurance sensed by survival instincts. As connection grows, so does vitality and energy. From that, aura is born. Time to learn new techniques. What now? Asks Tessin. Now, Gerard says, we start punching each other. More beatings. 3 years later, middle of a waterfall. Tessin stands focused, activating the Horn of Calamity, gathering aura into his fist. About to throw the Sharia punch. Arm pulled back, punch straight into cliff wall. He stacked 3 layers, his current limit. Simple technique, compressing all energy into one blow. Aura layered in stages, like a horn's rings. Peak skill 9 layers. Rumor says it can kill a god. Previous Tessin only made it to 7. Master said when he reached 4 stacks, he could leave the mountain. But the old man is gone, so he waits. Past Tessin would use this chance to escape. This Tessin tries something else. He starts practicing Lepenhart's old magic, Demon King's power. Surprising, right? Thought he'd stick to punching, but he can still use spells from his past life if he gathers enough mana. Mumbles about becoming one with the void, creating a bullet that pierces enemies. Fires it at a tree, just a burn mark. Compared to Mountain's shattering punch, clearly weaker. He scratches his head. With all his knowledge, his body won't cooperate. Wondering if becoming a mage is even possible now. Brain barely works for calculations. Suddenly senses something nearby. Not human. A green paw steps into view, an orc carrying a sword. Tessin locks eyes. Orc says to pretend he never saw anything or he'll die. For part 2, type muscle magic, and I will give you what your tiny PP desires. Obviously subscribe and like this freaking video. Adios amigos till the next video.